Hello, you are listening to Fujoshi Trash Talk, a show where we may watch or read things that are short, fun, and trashy, like us ourselves. My name is Stacy. I am also known on the internet as Sailor Spaz. I have next to me Tara.
Hello.
And across the ocean, Jen.
Hi.
And today we're going to talk about Yarichin Bitch-fest, a manga that was published on the Japanese fan art site Pixiv by Ogeretsu Tanaka, who also is the author of Escape Journey, which we reviewed several episodes back.
Whoa. This is by the same author as Escape Journey?
Yes, it is.
Huh. Okay, sorry, carry on.
Yes, and it received a 2-episode OVA in 2018, which is what we'll be talking about today.
Okay, so this was Tara's recommendation. Tara, what the fuck?
I'm sorry, it was recommended by a friend. They said it was a combination of BL High School and Oran Host Club. I thought it'd be cute!
Well,
that was... Yeah, I mean,
So, I guess a first hint to the content of this is if you actually translate the title, which is usually put up not translated, it's called Yarichin Bitch-fest. But, okay, Yarichin is Playboy. Bitch is based off the English word bitch, but does not mean bitch. Much like when you're in England, the words don't always mean the same thing as you think they do.
Hey!
Bitch in Japanese actually means slut. And then boo is club. So this is basically, it's the Playboy Slut Club, which gives you a pretty clear idea of what you're getting into.
It really doesn't, though. You think it does, and then you watch it, or you read it, and it really is not what I was expecting.
Well, I guess what were your expectations going in then?
I honestly,
You don't even know.
Not that.
So to start the story, you start with a boy introducing himself. He's from Tokyo. He just joined the school and just joined the class.
The transfer student. Classic character
In an
type.
all-boys rich school surrounded by 4 mountains.
So no one can see the debauchery that's going on inside.
He introduces himself and he's kind of alone.
Yeah, because he's a transfer student. He doesn't know anybody at first. But he meets a boy in his class named Yaguchi, and they kind of hit it off as friends pretty quickly. And then Yaguchi says, "Oh, well, you have to join a club here," because Tono, the boy's name, was like, "Oh, I don't think I'm really into clubs." So he's like, "Oh, yeah, you have to join a club." Like, okay. And he wanted him to join, like, his soccer club, but Tono's like, I'm not into sports, so let me pick a club that sounds, easy and calm and laid back. I'm gonna join the photography club. So then we see him go to the photography club room, and
Mistake number 1, you signed up for a club without ever going to it.
I mean, it's photography club. What could possibly go wrong?
So many things.
So he walks into the club room for the first time and finds the other members using vibrators on each other and having a really good time. And he's like, that's not what I was expecting.
I'm in the wrong room, bye-bye. And they're like, oh no, you're in the right room and you can never escape.
Yes, you signed up for this club and apparently it is not possible to quit a club once you join, I guess. I don't know, but in these circumstances, he's not allowed to quit the club. And he finds out that, photography club is, it's just kind of it's a name they put on it, but it's really the Yarichin Bitch-fest, the Playboy Slut Club. The students in this club, their job is to pleasure the other students at the school.
Including the teachers are in on this.
Yeah, the teachers, the students, and anybody who needs some sexing, they'll provide that service.
And then
it's not for money, though. It's just for fun.
Because they really like sex.
Yeah.
Yes.
They never do it for money, because that's just wrong.
Yeah. It's much better to just, bang in the laboratory.
Because they like sex.
Yes. They have a big collection of dildos. Which usually when you come into the club room, there's the guy sitting there and there's a bunch of dildos on the table and they're like, wow, let's try out some of these new ones. But at the same time that Tono, transfer student, comes into this club and is like, whoa, what the fuck's happening? A second transfer student shows up. He's like, I also joined this club without knowing what it is. But he's less disturbed by what's happening. And he's like, sure, I'll join.
He seems weirdly excited about it.
Yeah, and he actually carries a camera around, like, yeah, he's taking the photography club part of it seriously.
He's very kind, very likable. And then they introduce the club members. So let us introduce these club members to you.
Yeah.
So you have the young-looking president,
Yeah.
who has the dark, brooding lover, the silent one.
Uh-huh.
Then you have the vice president, who, strangely enough, kind of looks like the vice president from Oran Host Club.
But no relation.
No relation. But he doesn't like any dirty play or any rough play. Mm-hmm. He likes things soft and gentle. Yeah. And he's often in women's lingerie.
Yeah, pretty much every time you look at the club room, he's just sitting there in lingerie. Yeah, as one does.
As one does.
Then you have the blue-haired guy,
who's Stacy's favorite, I'm guessing.
I'm not sure on this one. I'll have to think about it. I don't know who my favorite is.
He's a switch. But he prefers to be a top, but he can be a bottom.
Oh, yes. They're, very importantly, when they're all introduced, they tell you if they're top, bottom, or switch. Because that's, you just need to know their name, their year, and, what their position...
Their position on the team is.
The team.
As you can tell, we know.
Yes.
So the president is a top, and his lover is the bottom.
Yeah, let's say his lover's usually a top, but except with the president, then he's a bottom.
Yes.
It's actually a rare, short top, tall bottom scenario, which is something different, because a lot of BL, it's like, the top has to be taller, because that's how we just have to do it.
And then you have the crazy one.
Yeah! There's a really weird guy in the club. I mean, they're all weird, but this guy, he's, like, weird to the point where he, like, speaks in an odd way, like, not really complete sentences, and is always, like, making weird sounds, like...
I want a penis, so yeah. But he honestly reminded me of the manager in Zombieland Saga, who was played by Mamoru.
Oh.
But that character trope where he like wears sunglasses all the time and he speaks in really weird Japanese. Only it's taken to the extreme in that he also loves dick.
Yeah.
Like, to an unhealthy level.
Like,
yeah, he's always also making, like, lewd hand gestures, too. Like, sticking out his tongue. Like,
Always listens to music, but has exceptional hearing.
But there's one scene where he speaks normally, and that creeps me out more than him speaking weird all the time. I guess it's kind of, these two episodes are kind of a collection of little vignettes, so, I mean, some characters you get more of their story than the others. Some you don't really get much at all, like the club president, there's not much with him. But the weird crazy guy named Yuri, he has a plot line where he gets a stalker because he's like up dicking around on the roof and there's some guy who's about to jump off and commit suicide, but then Yuri saves him, and then that guy's like, oh wow, I love you. I was like, I don't know if he really intentionally saved him or he's just sticking around, but whatever. He went and grabbed him.
Yeah, when he opens the door, he's like, oh, Bungie? Like, what the fuck?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, he asked if he was bungee jumping. So yeah.
So let's go back to the beginning. So the plot starts.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then they're like, so a part of this club, you have to sleep with at least 5 guys a month.
Well, I guess they said the average is 5. If you don't sleep by anybody by the end of your first month, then we get to all have our way with you.
We will have a gangbang if you do not sleep with someone. And it's like, what? That's really the thing that had me like... So in the last episode, we talked about Dick Fight Island, where it's like really wholesome, even though it's really like lewd. And this is really lewd, but really not wholesome. It was really terrifying.
Definitely not wholesome. These guys are all very horny.
Very easy.
Yeah, horny and easy. They're providing a vital service to the school.
And there's a lot of... It's a 2-episode OAV, and there's actually a lot of hinted at like storylines that never get fleshed out.
Yeah. I assume if you go with the, the online manga that is apparently still ongoing, just, kind of sporadically updated, because I'm sure the author has other projects, because it's, as I said, it's just on Pixiv, which is just like a Japanese fan art site, basically. Not like, I mean, they did later publish it into volumes, but that's how it kind of started as a webcomic. So yeah, you do get some hints of stories here and there. It's also kind of loosely connected little vignettes between the different guys.
So the main character who transfers in, he ends up falling for...
Yachan, the friend who's like, you should join my soccer club.
And he's like, no, I'm going to join something easy. And well, it is easy.
It was definitely full of easy people.
Yes. Yeah, so he kind of falls for that Yaguchi. And then you have the other transfer student, Kashima, who starts to fall for Tono, the main guy. But then Tono thinks that Kashima likes Yaguchi, so there's kind of a, like, love triangle, assumed love triangle going on, but it's not really what it seems. but
it's surprisingly convoluted relationships.
Yeah.
And then, come to find out, what was the blue-haired guy's?
Tamura
actually has a crush on
Yaguchi.
Yaguchi.
But he's unable to express his feelings and insults him instead.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a pretty funny part where it's like, he's like, oh wow, he looks so cute right now. And he says, you look disgusting. He's like, I wanted to say he was cute, but it came out wrong.
So every time he sees him, he tries to say the nice thing, and it comes out so wrong.
Yeah.
And in a side note, there's a side of his characteristic, because he is meeting with someone and is in deep a conversation with him.
Yeah, he's deep already. Balls deep.
And then another guy comes in and says, hey, you promised me this time because I helped you. And he's like, just this one time. So he allows him to have his way. And he's like, I always honor my favors.
Yes.
As he's sandwiched, literally.
Yes, he's sandwiched in between two guys, so...
But he always honors.
It's honorable, okay? It's an honorable profession at the school. It's not really a profession because they're not getting paid. They're volunteers. Eager volunteers.
So, can we talk about the sparkle dicks?
Oh, yes! Yeah, when we had our tropes episode about the different types of censorship, I don't think sparkle dicks specifically came up.
But it's not just...
It's not just the dicks.
Yeah, it was like the entire area around the crotch, as if to be like, oh, we have to hide this from the innocent eyes.
Yeah.
And it's like, but they're all using vibrators and swearing and, like, raping but they're sparkle dicks. It's really weird.
The ass is also sparkle, because you have to have censorship in both the front and the back. But yes, the dildos are all uncensored at least. They don't get little, they're not glowing, sparkly dildos.
And they were actually drawn really well. I just want to say that, like...
What, the sparkles or the dildos? Oh, the dildos, yeah.
The dildos were drawn very realistically. They had a particular favorite one that's pink and vibrates. Like, I'm sure if you've watched any hentai, you've seen it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a favorite of every hentai.
Mm-hmm.
It was drawn very well.
Yeah. So great artwork on dildos.
And if you looked on their backboard when they were in the club, they had a line of butt plugs hanging.
Yeah. Yeah, you also had some anal beads, which sometimes Yuri was, like, sucking on, like, come on, no. I don't need to see you doing that. But he's the weird one, so I guess that's expected.
So back to Yuri's stalker. So he has a stalker who's leaving in presents, stealing his underwear, and stealing his sex toys.
Yes.
And the president's more annoyed about the sex toys because that comes out of the club's fund.
Yeah, it's like, that's not tolerable. I don't care if you're stalking our member, but you can't steal our shit.
So they end up finding the guy, and the guy's like, I love you. And he's like, all weird and stuff, and he's like, choo-choo ski, as he walks away, and you were like, I have no idea how to take this.
Yeah, but it just makes him fall for him more, him being weird to him. I guess he has a type. And this character, I don't think they give us his real name, but the other characters nickname him Jimmy, because in Japanese that means plain. So it's like, yeah, you're Jimmy, whatever. That's your name now. We don't need to know your real name.
And he's okay with it, because that's what his love of his life calls him now.
Oh, yes.
He apparently is into rope play, too.
Uh-huh. Surprising. So surprising. Any of these characters would be into anything kinky.
So anyway, the guy goes...
Yeah.
So he finds him, and then he stalks him again, and he finds him again, and he comes back, and they kiss, and he falls even more in love.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy speaks fine for the final time he says, and I'll leave it to Stacy.
Yeah, I was just... Because, have this guy just acting super weird all this time, and then... Yeah, after he comes up to Jimmy, I don't know his real name unknown, but Jimmy, and puts his number in his phone, and then he's like, yeah, feel free to contact me anytime. He's like, and then walks away, like, what the fuck? You could be normal the whole time, and you were just choosing to be freaky? Like, I'm just,
Yes.
I'm more disturbed by this character after hearing him speak normally.
And he's like, I'll call you. And he's like, good, I'll make you vibrator number 18. So you have 17 other male vibrators walking around?
I guess so.
Yeah, I was honestly watching this whole, actually both episodes, being like, what the fuck is going on? What the hell?
It never really hit popular. It was one of those underground things that people talk to each other about when it came over here.
Because it's so bananas.
Yeah. There were mushrooms, not bananas.
Oh, sorry, because it's so mushrooms.
There's a lot of mushroom imagery.
So there's that plot line that was kind of left open. There is the love triangle.
The love triangle plot line.
Which is kind of left over. There was actually a plot line with the president and his lover. There was like some implied tension between them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't get a lot with those two, but there's just a couple of scenes with them. And there's also not much with the lingerie guy, except that apparently there's a teacher that really likes him, so...
And they're like, go give him... He called for you. Are you excited? He's like, no, because he sweats too much and it's gross.
Yeah.
As he walks off. Okay.
One of the biggest shocks was the second episode focuses more on kind of the love triangle between the main character and the two friends, like the new transfer student and the other guy they both have a crush on. And it ends on a cliffhanger. And I'm like, wait, I actually want to find out what happens.
Yeah.
But there's no more episodes.
I know. It's like they kind of, just had, as I said before, like, it was just kind of little vignettes, not necessarily... I mean, there were some continuing plots, but not, like, a whole storyline going on. And then... towards the end, you find out one of the guys is kind of putting on an act, and then you kind of see him, at the end looking...
Doing evil villain laugh.
I know, doing like an evil villain laugh. It's like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? And what is he gonna do now? It's like, I want to know what he's... I mean, I know he's gonna go, like, try to really fuck things up in this triangle that's going on, but what's he gonna do? I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look on the Pixiv to see the web manga and see what happens.
This very much seems like a fan service of the people who really like this manga. They said, okay, we have this manga a lot of people like, let's see what we can throw in there.
Yeah. Because there's also, we didn't even mention, I guess, one part of the love triangle thing that came up was when there was the end of the first month and, the two new guys still hadn't slept with anybody. It's like, okay, time for your gangbang! And then the Kashima, the second transfer student's like, no, wait, I'm in love with Tono and we're a couple, so we don't have to have sex with anybody but each other, right? And like, ugh. I guess. And so they avoid getting gangbanged. But then
Yay!
Yay! Yeah. And then they're like, oh, but now we have to keep up the premise of fake dating, even though we actually like each other.
But Tono doesn't like him in that way.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, he kind of has a crush on him. It's implied.
He kind of, yeah.
Toto's the first transfer student, and he actually kind of has a crush on both of them. He started with a crush on...
with Yachan.
Yachan. And then, as the other one, they were kind of hanging out together more. He's kind of starting to get a crush on him.
Yeah, because, Kashima, during the club meeting where he's like, I'm in love with him, and they're like, oh yeah, prove it that you're a couple, and then they have this big kiss scene, and then I
really
think,
hot
yeah,
kiss scene.
Yeah. So I think Tono at that point was kind of like, oh, all right, I can get into this.
And it's funny because he's like, it's just something with guys abnormal. They're like, we're in an all guy school.
I know, right? He's still trying to pull the "but we're guys" trope. Like, oh, come on. It's like, you already have a crush on another guy. Why are you trying to bring that out now? But I know it's the BL tradition of, what? I can't be with a guy. It's impossible.
But they're like, and they bring out the BL tradition. It's an all-guy school, so it's okay. It's not gay if you go to an all-boys school.
Yes, you have no options, so obviously it's fine.
And again, that's probably the same on the Japanese, like, if there's no feelings, it's okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, Tara, you mentioned that your friend recommended this to you because they said it was like BL or in high school. I honestly thought that the blonde-haired, blue-eyed character, he reminded me a lot of Honey Senpai. And I looked up the voice actor. Yeah, much darker. No, it's not Honey Senpai. The voice actor is not Honey Senpai. The voice actor is Tsubasa Yonaga, who also voiced Izumi from
Love Stage?
Love Stage.
Ah.
Yeah. And I thought I recognized his voice. Nagisa from Free.
Oh, shit. So I guess the actor gets the part of the blonde, pretty boys in a lot of cases.
From the looks of it, yeah, a lot of cases.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, how do you get typecast when it's animated? It's like, I guess this look of character needs to have this type of voice. So,
But I'm honestly surprised by they have quite a few like big named characters voicing this really etchy.
a lot of actors make a lot of money off of BL, and they apparently don't mind getting down and dirty.
I mean, if it pays, right? And as long as it's not adult videos, there's nothing wrong with it.
It's like, it's not gay for pay if you're not actually making out with the guy, right?
Oh wow, the main character, Toru, also voices Arslan from Arslan Senki, and the main guy from ReZero. I'm wondering how they found the recording for this. Like, it's honestly not a show I would recommend people, but it was absolutely insane, and I imagine recording for it was pretty fun.
Yeah. I don't know, do you imagine it's just the typical serious Japanese guys walking in their suits, and they're completely stone-faced, and then they just open their mouths and start doing all this crazy shit, and then as soon as they walk out of the booth, just back to looking like an average Japanese salaryman? I don't know.
I don't think voice actors wear suits.
Yeah,
but...
I guess so.
Okay, so now you've got be picturing that with the pink-haired guy going...
That's what I want to picture his actor like. Just being super serious, and then walking into the booth going, I want penis! And then walking out. All, お疲れ様でした!
Okay, so it was very weird. It was very disjointed.
Really weird.
But apparently it gained popularity from the website.
Yeah.
And went on to be published, and this went on to be made with some big names.
Yeah.
So it enjoyed its moment of popularity.
Mm-hmm.
And we can agree that it's nice to see sometimes artists from websites and stuff succeed.
Yeah, but it is kind of something you don't always see, where it's like, oh, this was just a webcomic. I mean, I guess more nowadays you do see that more, where it's like it was a webcomic, then it got made into a OVA and BLCDs and all that. But yeah, it's an interesting series.
If you want something that's really raunchy, kind of host clubby-esque on crack, that's the series.
Yeah, there are similarities to Host Club. You got your group of guys of different types. I do like the ending theme. We didn't mention that yet. It was it was a fun, cute song with all the voice actors, singing for the characters. And as it goes along, there's it shows them just regular clothes, and then they kind of strip away the layers, exposing them.
I did like that, yes.
There was humor, but going back to our last episode with the wholesomeness and hilarity of Dick Fight Island, Yuri Bitch-fest it's cracked.
It's whacked and cracked.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, when I was watching this, Josh came into the room. He just found it funny. He doesn't really watch much BL, or any BL, really. But he thought it was a fun time just coming in as an outsider to the genre and just watching something weird and crazy. So it gets the Josh seal of approval.
I don't know if that says much, though.
Ouch. All right, so we usually have the eggplant scale, but this one had a lot of mushroom imagery. So, out of 5 mushrooms, how sexy was it?
I'm going with 3.5 because the sparkle, it wasn't even a dedicated sparkle. We're talking like it was a frickin' sun.
Yeah.
You can see anything in that whole area.
Just glowing, blind.
Like someone threw glitter in your eyes.
Ah! Or on your dick. Glitter dicks.
I think I'm gonna have to give it a 1. The level of unconsensual stuff was a complete turn-off for me.
Yeah, makes sense. I guess, yeah, I'll go with Tara. I'll say 3.5. I mean, yeah, I don't like that it's not consensual, but it was still pretty funny and sexy in parts, so just for that, I will rate it higher. And
there was a lot of open stuff, I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong. It may have changed since I was in a high school, but having sex on the stairs is usually frowned upon.
Yeah. What about the science lab?
If it's an empty science lab, I could almost get with that. But the stairs...
People step on that.
Yeah, you gotta clean that up. I don't think any of them cleaned up anything. I was gonna say the poor janitorial staff, but I mean, in Japan you don't really have that, right? So I guess the students do have to clean it up themselves. Yeah. Yes, okay.
But it is an all-boys school for rich people, so
they probably do hire somebody in that case.
A lot of the actual sex scenes were consensual.
Yeah.
Like I do have to throw that out, but the fact that the main character was dragged into this club and pretty much told you don't have a say, that was probably the questionable part. But when you actually see characters doing things, it's normally because they're all consenting participants, even if it's like a teacher with a student.
Yeah.
Which is also questionable in its own right.
Yeah. Well, again, it's Japan. You get a lot, and especially in BL, you get a lot of stuff like that with big age gaps and power imbalances and stuff. So it's not unusual for this genre. I guess especially if it started in 2012, maybe the earlier parts have more stuff like that, and maybe as it went on, I don't know, maybe it got more with more modern BL sensibilities that don't have that as much, but I guess I'll just have to look it up and see how the story goes from there. Since it ended on that cliffhanger, it's like, okay, what? Come on.
Sorry, I was going to say, I'm surprised that she went on to make Escape Journey, but then there's that one scene that makes me go, oh, wait, I can see that now.
Yeah. We complained about that in our Escape Journey episode if you want to listen to what we're talking about. So we did the mushroom rating. How about the overall rating / recommendation? Like, who, if anyone, would you recommend this to?
No one.
I honestly think this would be a great one to get high and watch.
Oh, yeah.
I think, it could be like a fun party show. Like, you get a bunch of people together. You don't have to have drugs, but,
Or drinking. Or
drink every time there's sparkle.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, I think it could make for a fun drinking game. But
if you have a group of anime lovers who are adults, who have seen a lot of weird stuff.
And they're like, challenge me to, oh, you think this is too weird for me? I'll watch it. Okay.
That kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But it has to be over a certain age to make it enjoyable. But yeah, I think anybody who's been around the block for a while and watched a wide variety of things and seeing some weird stuff, and you just want to say, okay, you want weird.
Yep. You want something that will make you question your life choices, but also give you some laughs. I mean, there are funny parts in here. Mm-hmm. It's not all just weird.
Just 90% weird.
Just 90% weird.
Yeah.
And if you've read the manga and you enjoy it and you just want the OAV as just kind of they've drawn what I like to read, then, you'd probably enjoy it.
Yeah.
If you liked Ping Pong Club.
Oh. Well, I mean, yeah. That is another weird one, though, in a kind of different way. But then again, I do think that Yuri character would fit right in with the Ping Pong Club with how weird he is.
So if you like Ping Pong Club at the side of BL.
Wow. That's a combination and recommendation I never thought I would hear, but here we are.
I could see them doing a majestic sea turtle with the dildo. Or anal beads.
If you want to know what Tara's talking about, watch Ping Pong Club.
Okay, so quick story. We were at a con. I'd never seen it. I asked Stacy, hey, do you think I'd enjoy this? She said, sure. I bought this blind.
Stacy.
No. I will correct you, and Josh will also make the same correction. Is like, Josh and I found it funny. We did not say you would enjoy it.
I did actually enjoy it. It was traumatizing, but I did actually enjoy it.
Yes.
And you can probably find the ping pong turtle scene online somewhere.
Yeah, it's pretty... I mean, this is a pretty old series at this point. Mm-hmm. Like, probably pushing 20 years, but I'm sure some of the most infamous scenes are probably on YouTube. So thanks for listening to Fujoshi Trash Talk. If you'd like to hear other episodes of either this show or our sister podcast, you can go to anniebroscreative.com. You can also find us on Twitter at anniebroscreative. Thanks for listening. Hope you'll listen again next time.
Bye.